Hey.
Hello, Morgan. Hello, Oyabun.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Aye, 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 mate.
Muscle spasms are not the best.
Don't act like you didn't climb all the chairs too.
I didn't throw the laptop over.
Well, that's
Thank
true.
goodness.
Ichiro, I have a book for you over here.
A book.
Yes, come look at it.
How the fuck is that one turned up? If you wouldn't mind fixing your laptop, Riku,
Oh, I didn't realize mine was.
and speak loudly, please, so we can all hear each other.
Yes, you seem to have a problem with your knees. I thought it might help you.
I can read. Okay, I will take.
Good. Ichiro, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Good. All right. So I've called this meeting so that we can all be on the same page with everything. Ichiro, can you hear me as well?
I can.
Good. We'll start going around the table, starting with Morgan. Report to me any news you have. Me and the rest.
So you remember when the Lost had notified us of an individual that they had in possession that was doing some stupid shit, correct? You were there with me when we met with him.
Yes, I remember that.
Well, they gave me the phone. I was able to crack it. Did a bunch of snooping. Actually got transactions of phone conversations, transactions of text messages between different associates with this group called Firebird. They actually name us, and they're after one of their lost people. I've already informed Trouble of this with the Lost MC, so he is aware, and I gave him the transcripts as well so that he can keep his people safe. But there's a lot of talk and information, not so relevant to us, of course, but they do mention Zero Yōnin, to my astonishment. And they knew that we were snooping essentially into their network, and it was compromised, and referenced Japanese origin was the hack that was being done upon them, which is ludicrous because I don't use Japanese. It's not from mainland Japan. It's my own personalized network. So where they
part doesn't matter.
potentially, but knowing our name though is a bit astonishing.
Well, is it really?
It is.
And the police officer knew who we were. Part of.
Well, it's a magical world we live in, apparently.
Exactly. I think we need to move past that and trying to hide our name. We just need to not yell it at the top of our lungs.
Agreed. But I don't think that there's any nefarious threat toward us per se, because they do reference in the communications that they do not want to fuck with us, essentially, and they were very fearsome that we were in some way, shape, involved with this.
Good.
That is the main brunt of the information that I wanted to put upon all of your ears today. So,
Has Trouble responded with what you sent him?
we met with him. He drove it with me, and we met with him at the lighthouse out in the county last night, actually, and had a face-to-face engagement relative to this.
Do they require anything further from us?
As of right now, no. I did. Also, we were given the woman named Cassie safety at the 435 over in Barbareno in Chumash. I have been keeping people there to monitor her for her safety. We did this kind of as a favor. I did, at least. And she apparently, like, her safe house got blown because she's a dumb bitch. So I told she's no longer staying there, and I let Trouble know that a little heads up would have been courteous. It would have been appreciated, instead of being disrespectful, and it's frustrating.
What exactly did she do?
She got compromised because she couldn't fucking stay there and keep herself safe, which is the whole purpose of her being there.
I see.
And I believe that obviously in the situation that I had mentioned beforehand, with this group called Firebird, that they are looking to do something to her too. She is involved in that. So that was the purpose of her being safe. And that was our purpose in providing it for her. But to abandon that post without any kind of communication towards us or, a courteousness, if you will, is very disrespectful. And I echoed that to them last night.
Well, I think it probably goes without saying that we need not offer those services to them anymore if they can't be respectful with it.
There's a lot of reasons to probably not associate ourselves like that again with them.
I would agree with this. If I may,
Go ahead.
I was there with Miss Morgan the other night, and I was there earlier with the Lost. I believe since I have joined family, there have been several run-ins with the Lost, not respecting our boundaries. And I am tired of this. I feel the Lost feel like they are big honchos within Los Santos, and they can do whatever they please. And we have supported them and offered our services, and they have taken, and they have taken, and they have taken. And we have not been shown nothing at all, other than disrespect. They go to Chumas, they do what they please at Chumas. They kill people, they throw them off our bridge, our property, with no asking, no nothing. And then they want to have wedding at same place, no asking, no nothing. And now we hear about this. I have to say I am very displeased with Lost. I am not happy. They show us no respect. We deserve respect.
I would like to echo Mr. Ishiro's opinions on this matter. I myself have seen very little in return aside from monetary gains from the Lost. Don't get me wrong, money's quite a lot in our world, but it doesn't go far enough in the sense that they have compromised our business multiple times now. That can't be stood for. They need to understand that we are not one to be taken advantage of so lightly. Because I do believe they are getting a little bit too comfortable with how willing we are in assisting them in their endeavors and all their problems. And all they have to do so far is flash a little bit of cash at us. And excuse my language here, Madame Oyabun, but I am not some cheap prostitute to be simply whored out to the highest bidder.
What do y'all think should be done about this? What kind of message do we need to send to them?
I think it needs to be meaningful. I do not know what it means. I lay this upon you all. I think you all have vast experience in this, but I think that enough is enough in my eyes. We have given a lot and we have then shown nothing but disrespect. And I do not know about the rest of you, but disrespect is not good in family. This is not taken lightly for me.
I, for one, believe we should educate them in the way of our customs when it comes to disrespecting the family. I wonder how many of them are willing to lose a finger.
I guarantee none of them would voluntarily do it.
I have access to the majority of their members' phones, full root level, command line access.
And what can you do with that?
I can snoop on either of their connected devices. I can get locations. I can read correspondence, you name it. And boy, they're so eager to let me do that for them.
It is true, yes. You did give them plenty of technology that we have
I set them up on their own
Complete
5G
control over.
spectrum that I have full control over.
So we own their entire system.
Any mobile device that I have reprogrammed, which is quite a few at this point. Yeah.
Maybe we cause disturbance in-house. Nothing to push upon us, nothing too serious.
I think the
Oh.
biggest problem, if I may, is that we're not dealing with the leadership, the people that make the decisions. Although I have spoke with Hulk, and I think he holds the rank of secretary, but I don't have any courteousness that I would love to bestow upon him other than my own sword at this point for how negligent he is in his own. But I think the problem is we're dealing specifically with low-level people, people that are not necessarily in command and control of that organization and that group, club, whatever you want to call it. And I think that is a part of the problem because they are bikers, they're very dirty, they're very loud, they're very obnoxious, and they're very entitled.
Agreed. Like you said, bikers. There is no leadership. There is no respect.
There is one thing I have learned from my brief experience with the bikers, both Lost MC and the Reapers. They very much value an individual's independent strengths and leadership skills. So obviously, us working with the lower individuals is not going to work. So we're definitely going to need to sit down, at least with the president. But I don't believe a simple scheduled meeting is going to be enough. No, I do believe we need to, how was the word thrown out there in American terms? Toss a
Te-
wrench into their daily routine. They, I do believe they meet on a regular basis as is part of their just general hierarchy structure. So if we could figure out when it is they have their regular meetings, maybe it is time we do a little party crashing. Lay down some foundations that are going to support our further business relationships.
Well, from what I've seen, they don't tend to have a lot of their higher leadership around very often. Maybe that's the big problem there. The
Could
little
definitely
people are
be a
allowed to run around without oversight to do what they please. We've met with their president, what, once, maybe twice?
Yeah, less than a handful.
Then maybe we set example.
I would like to make mention at this table that requesting a yubutsume upon them, or an offering of respect, however you want to word it, would be very difficult considering their size against our size. These are very
I wouldn't
brazen
expect
people.
them-
Sorry, what was that, madam?
I don't expect them to follow through on anything like that.
No.
Should we offer it? If we want any kind of retribution, it's something we'd have to take on our own.
Agreed.
If I may, I do think that they hold a certain amount of respect for us. I think they see our diligence and our reservedness. And I think that shadows a cast of something upon them that they know that we mean business when we look for business. I think requesting something of this for us would show us at least something of respect like we are looking for. We give them the offering. If they now take it, then we know where we stand with them.
I do believe that would be a good balance. We give him the option of volunteering a compensation of some sort.
I do
Or
not
we
want
take it.
compensation from Hulk either. I want full responsibility for the entire organization's actions. It has not been one or two. It has been everybody there that we dealt with. They have no respect for us.
They claim to represent a organization as a whole, so yes, I would incline to agree with that one. That it is not an individual slight; it is a overall offense against the family. With that being said, I do believe that presenting the opportunity for them to step forward and volunteer themselves to compensate for their actions is a bit of a step in the right direction. It gives them the ability to feel like they have some sort of free will in the option, where at the end of the day they really don't, because either they're going to give us something or we're going to take it.
Say same thing. Not that I want fight with the entire lost, but I think we need to level on a certain point and let them know we will not be stood upon.
Ichiro, you were there with me when I went and spoke to them, weren't you?
Yes.
You saw how easily manipulative that I was able to be with them, and how when I told Hulk that he owed us a debt for his disrespect, he instantly agreed to it.
And yes, this is my point, and I believe you had the same effect upon the Mr. Hulk you speak of. I believe I was there for him as well, and he immediately said, yes, 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 of course, yes, yes, yes. Like I said, they tell us yes, 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 but it is time for action. I'm tired of yes, 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 and then the next thing comes upon us that just another sign of disrespect.
I
Now,
would like to.
hold on a
Apologies.
moment. I will say this first and foremost. If it is an action that you are requesting as lieutenants, then you must be around to lead your people for that action. Otherwise, if you cannot be here and you cannot do these things, there is no point in mentioning it at this moment. Am I clear on that?
Absolutely.
Of course.
Understood.
Madam Oyabun, what say you?
I think this is a decision that's going to have to come at a different time. I don't think it's anything we need to rush into.
Agreed.
I'm not going to commit to anything. We need to weigh our options carefully.
You've all heard that?
Yes.
Yes, I have.
But I am inclined to see if Hulk would volunteer that. Anything else, Morgan?
No, I think it would be good to move.
Yoshiro, do you have anything for the good of the order?
I do not have much, but the other day I was pulled over for speeding, and they immediately assumed that I was part of some criminal organization. I very, very sternly had to dispel any rumors. But I think it is a very risky time for any movement or something like that, considering that he already knew that I was part of something
Who was it?
without even.
Do you recall?
I do not recall. It was a sheriff deputy.
We've had instances with a Deputy Miles Warner, I believe, as a deputy and as a highway patrolman.
It was not him.
Very well.
I will say myself, I have noticed I have been getting followed much more frequently by Elio as well. Not for any infractions, as they've never pulled me over, but I've been more often than not followed by multiple vehicles for quite an extensive period of time before they pull away. And then they like to pull me over for some of the most obscene infractions when they can. Spend a lot of time just asking about who I am and where I'm coming from. I'm not sure if it's just a standard. Protocols have changed. They just seem to be much more observant. Not observant. Forward? I'm not sure. So I would say that, yeah, the heat on us is definitely higher for some reason.
Very well. Riku,
Morgan,
do
I
you
have a question.
Go ahead, Yoshiro.
Yes.
Are you aware of this Lost 360 application that they have?
I did. I created it.
I was going to ask. I heard them using that the other day.
And I get the information every time it's activated and what the activation result is sent to my email. So, and the ID
was-
to whose phone it's attached to.
Okay. I was overseeing operations at our new location in the county. And they were at the 24/7 in Harmony. And they pinged Trouble's phone through Lost 360. And then they all rode off in a hurry to go find him. So they
Interesting.
use that very, very often.
Mm-hmm. I'm aware. It's just they were using a Life 360 app before, and I went ahead and cloned it, did a little digital architecture to it, and turned it into its own little Lost 360 that's running on their own little Lost network.
Understood. I just wanted to bring it to your attention, but
Of course, thank you.
it seems you're more than familiar.
Very.
Good observation, though, Yashiro. Riku, do you have any news?
Unfortunately, no. I have been trying to get in contact with Reapers. However, they're to say they're in shambles is a bit of an understatement. Their leadership is effectively non-existent. Their membership, I don't know really where to start with them. I know where I figured out where their locations are for the most part from previous interactions and everything. Just actually getting in contact with anybody's been quite a bit of an issue. So finding out as to whether or not they're going to reach out for the Evangelico job is unforeseen for the time being.
There is a specific amount of money that we'll need to collect from them for the wasting of my goddamn time for that job specifically, and going and investigating their security networks, getting up onto the roof and doing what I do, and then giving them that information, and then it just became nothing. So make sure that when you speak with them, that they first off apologize for wasting our fucking time. The other would be to give us at least, I don't know, $60-some thousand to compensate it.
Understood?
Bikers are pissing me off anymore.
I think whether they did anything with the information is not our business. Reflecting upon the job you did is important, though. These kind of things need to be discussed beforehand with them, though, not after the fact.
Very well.
If they want to surface, they need to pay for it up front. They can't be responsible on their own for it. Or at least when you deliver the information.
Very well. I will inform them of this.
Set up a conversation. Easy enough. Face to face.
I shall. That is all I have to say.
Riku, I would like to make mention that the affairs of this table require everyone to have correspondence at this table. To come unprepared is very un-Wakagashira.
I understand. I apologize.
We don't get these opportunities very often, and to be unprepared is very insulting.
I apologize. It's not so much I was unprepared, I just was unable to gain the information I needed at the time.
Do you have any
I'll
plans?
strive better.
Any thoughts or plans for the future? Anything of that nature that you've thought of as of recent that you would like to share?
In terms of our future endeavors, I am very much curious into our massage parlor that we had planned out and our endeavors into that. And I am also curious, whilst it is a bit of a stretch, I would like to also try to get some form of partnership with the Uwu Cafe, as I stated. It is a little bit cliche for us, but it's within our close enough to our cone of influence in the city that I do believe it would be a good outsourcing for our revenue.
And what ideas did you have with this cafe?
It could just be a good potential front for laundering. We already do have the facility up in 244. This would also just help as a smaller little bit of a what's the term?
Are you extorting?
Extorting, yes, or a little bit of a stash house, a point like a drop-off point, where we could collect from um, other locations in the city and centralize it there before we move it out to our location to be laundered at 244.
The only problem that I see with that, and Madame Oyabun may have a difference of opinion, but I'll express mine if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
I do not wish to use a third party to launder. There's too much liability associated to that.
Understandable.
Now, if we owned it, then sure. Or if we knew very well who did and had very good talks and a mutual understanding upon one another, then sure, we could discuss it greater. But I think the liability outweighs its worth.
So maybe that is something we could potentially look into then, is getting on a more to be on a more formal footing with the Uwu Cafe ownership.
I haven't even really seen many people going there. I'm not sure how effective
It is
can
true
be.
as well. That is true as
Ages.
well. I've seen very little recently.
I
Could be a
think,
good opportunity to promote their business.
I think the last time I was even in there is when me and Detective Boyd had a conversation.
I don't think I've ever been there.
Could potentially be a good opportunity to have a potential partnership or some sort with as a face between Triad Records and the Uwu Cafe. I'm not sure exactly. I'm just trying to
See what you
throw
can
out
find out,
ideas,
Mr. Riku, regarding that facility, who's running it, things of that nature. And maybe we can
It's
set up a
even still
conversation.
running.
Exactly.
Of course. The only other interest I have to bring up is Mr. Ishiro's racing scene, but that is more of a personal side of things that I am interested just to hear his endeavors.
Very well.
Would you like to run the business of a massage parlor?
I am interested in that potentially.
Would you be able to dedicate the time to make it effective?
It is entirely possible. In the future here, I do see some more time coming up in terms of being able to commit to the family and its business.
Good.
I've unfortunately been dealing with a lot of personal issues, so I should be able to commit once again more fully to the family again. So again, I apologize for just my lack of information and everything I've brought to the table so far.
Well, we've had a bit of a lull the past little while. And part of the purpose of this meeting is to reinvigorate, to get things moving, get everybody on the same page as far as what we're doing. And if you think you can handle it, I would like you to run the massage parlor. Tough. We did drive around the town last week, I believe, looking for potential venues. It's not going to be something easily done exactly. Actually, I was not a part of that, but from what I understand,
I informed
others
you.
went on that. Yeah. Then the topic of that would be where we would potentially want to run it. Would it be a location closer to us? We protect the whole block of 727. It has an apartment complex. Now, from what I understand, that apartment complex isn't not very nice, we'll say. We would want to do that, or rather get something newer, something nicer, with more rooms. Ichiro, do you have something to say?
I do, but after you are done, Miss Oyabun.
Is it on this topic?
It is.
Then go ahead.
I, I have some inclination on the massage parlor, and I took it upon myself with a couple other individuals in our family to do some research on housing for this endeavor. We do have 727, however, I have to say this is below a standard that I think I would like our family to reach for. 727 is good for apartments, and I would also like our family to go more into that, but I will speak upon that at when it is my turn. But as far as massage parlor go, if we look down towards the bay, I believe, Miss Morgan, you can speak on this a little bit further, but there are many options down there, and they have more opportunity for massage parlor. We can have more client at one time. We have waiting room. It look very professional, not sloppy. Very professional down there.
In the marina area, correct? The
This is
Vespucci
correct.
canals. All right.
The Vespucci is, yes. I look everywhere, and while we might have 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, this one offer many opportunity for us.
I am not familiar with these areas. I will have to take a look at those at some point.
There are quite a few in the Vespucci canals.
Perhaps later, Ichiro, you can show Yashiro.
I can do that.
Yes, I will not be able to do it, unfortunately, after this meeting, but in the near future I should be able to. Just reach out to me and I will make time in my schedule.
Of course. I believe, if I think off the top of my head, somewhere between 700 and 714 block.
Very
Okay, I
good.
do understand the area. Just never been there personally that often.
Very good. Ichiro, how's your racing endeavors going?
I'm very proud to speak upon this to the family right now. We have done very well. I know that this was something family was very weak upon when I came into family, and I hope to build upon this. I have some plans that I would like to bring to everybody's attention. I am looking to organize very professional events for our family. They are going to be in 3 different tiers. We have drifting, track, and street. I would like for a lot of teams to be built from this. We have reached out to the Lost, to a lot of individuals. I have been just roaming around with cruises, with Miss Hakari and Sakura, just making a name for ourselves, just letting people know that we are around. And I think that we can build a good base with this. I would like to offer possibly a car or big purse for everybody that would participate and win.
For everybody.
Not for everybody, for a winner.
I see.
I know I spoke, and people like the Calico. It seemed to be very popular car. And Miss Morgan, you agree this popular car with something you've been selling?
Absolutely.
I would like to give away Calico if possible, Miss Oyabun, for the major tournament prize.
I approve.
I also, not to ask for too much of you, I apologize, Miss Oyabun, but I have a very significant request for the racing.
Okay.
I would like to obtain a helicopter for our family. I believe this would be beneficial for our racing scene, so I can keep eyes and tabs on what is going on, and we can make sure we are getting the best racers. We are not get racing cheaters or anything of the sort. I make sure I keep tabs on anybody and everybody.
If I may, do believe I know an individual from my former life might actually be able to accommodate you in that endeavor. just depends exactly what you're looking for in terms of a helicopter. It would be something quite small if he was able to help you out, unfortunately.
I would leave that up to Miss Oyabun. I think any helicopter will be beneficial to us, but I do not want to ask for too much. I know this is a big ask for a racing scene, which helicopter not race, but I think it would help us grow our racing scene. So with your approval, Ms. Oyabun, I request to family some of our finances to be pushed towards our racing scene. I think this is something that we can grow upon and would be overall a better finance for the family.
Madam Oyabun, may I address this?
Go ahead.
In my personal opinion, I would like to see the solidification of this potential, and then we can discuss the procurement of a helicopter.
In this case, I'm going to disagree. I'm going to say to go ahead, find what helicopter you need, and as long as it's suitable, I would approve, because even if we don't use it for this, we can use it for other things. In fact, we've had a couple of other helicopters that we've used in the past. Perhaps even one of those would work. One of them's a little fancier than the other, though.
Thank you,
The
Ms.
second
Oyabun.
one, of course. The second one was a little bird. I'm not sure what it was, but it should be plenty fast enough for you to keep up with racers,
I do
especially
believe
if the
that
track is small enough.
I do believe that is better than anything my associate would have, or sorry, not associate, my contact would have been able to get a hold of at the moment.
If you don't mind me digging further into racing scene,
Not at all. I encourage it.
I looked into some of our vehicles that we are currently losing, and there are some that are recently available to us to purchase, and they have certain liveries, all of which are equal between them. And I believe this will be beneficial to our track scene. It gives an equal layout to each racer. However, they must obtain certain sponsorship. This would be part of the helicopter. I am able to watch which ones are worthy of sponsorship. We go out, we find sponsor, they give us money for race. I find races for them that are sponsored, and then everybody happy. We have races that are sponsored, we have sponsors that are sponsored, and we have races for our scene. With that as well, I need to reach out. We have some locations that I would like to race at, one of which is down in the ports. I believe a vast majority of this is owned by the Jet Sam business.
Mm.
I do not know if you have any connections.
No good ones at the moment, but it is a relationship we need to work upon.
Can do. The other is very close to us, 727, I believe, our location, 726. We also have right around there the 727, 717. There are many areas there that will be able to be turned into track or a drift track or something of the sort, a meet location. On top of that, where we stand right now actually makes great drift location. Immediately across street, big parking lot, able to have meets and races at. Part of this racing, I believe everybody can be better at. It is something for all of our family to take part in, big to small. We don't need everybody to be professional racer, but a simple car meet. It's just encouraging people below us, recruitos, anybody to make name for self. They host car meet, they get names, they understand people are race good or bad. They refer back to us. I think something for us to look forward to. It help our racing scene, it help our family overall. that is pretty much what I have for racing.
Well, you have my approval on everything at this point. I want to see you run with this and do well.
I do need help though from everybody. If we can get people below us, I think that incentivizes them to also do more in family for us, but also give them incentive to work as family.
I agree.
I would reach out to an individual in their family known as Nami. She is, last I know, assigned to learning how to drive in the manner of street racing, both drifting and all that. She might be able to accommodate you there. Haven't been able to get in touch with her in the past several days, weeks, quite a while actually. So that is a good opportunity for her to come out of her reclusive lifestyle. And I know Mr. Nero is also interested, as he does know how to drift. However, his demeanor might not quite be what you need for a friendly competition, and sometimes, as he does get a little bit competitive.
I will say in our family there has been many interest in this. I think this is a not only area for us to improve on, but area for us to very much grow upon.
I myself am very, very much keen to. Oh, sturdy table.
So excited.
Very, very keen to see where this goes myself. Yes. Oh, there it is again.
Well, like I said, Ichiro, I want you to take the reins on this. You need to put out announcements or whatever to the family. Feel free to do so.
I have, if you may, I have worked
Jesus.
with Miss Takai. She has good experience with graphic design. And
Okay.
if you're able to pull up your laptop, I have an example of some possibilities for advertisement.
Riku, could you please not stand on the chair?
Am I?
Well, he's not for me.
Oh, interesting.
Apologies. Give me one moment. I can hopefully fix that real quick here for you. Oh, now I'm on the table again. This is as closest to the table as I am willing
You're
to get at this
fine,
point in
don't
time.
worry.
As long as everyone can hear each other, that's the most important thing.
Indeed. So the laptops are there, so everybody does screen share. So anything that somebody puts up on there, you'll be able to take a look at it. Jesus Christ.
Now you've knocked over your own laptop.
Gotta love it.
Struggle. Oh, God.
It appears you did not give my email big enough memory for me to save this.
I would recommend trying to send it in multiple files then. Might be a bit annoying, but it'll do.
Oh, okay. Can you guys get that document?
Mhm. Ishiro, do you see it?
Do you see Mr. Yashiro?
Yes, I see it.
You as well, Miss Oyabun.
Sorry. Helps if I speak up. I do see it, and it looks very professional. Is this meant to be sent out to people?
Indeed, I would like this to first be sent out to our family. Gather our racers within. See who has our worth. I think everybody at this table would be a good start. I don't know about Miss Morgan, Miss Oyabun, but I know that Miss Hakari and Sakura, they have been very much in tune with this, and they have been very helpful in me racing and creating a racing scene. And I would like for that to also be shown with everybody. If you just get out by yourself or with one or two other people, just let them know we are there. We are the racers of the Los Santos. If people want real racers, real professional racers, they have to come to us.
Very good.
Indeed. Like the progress.
Me too. You've done quite well, Ichiro.
While I still have floor, I have one other thing, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
I also look at our locations, and I feel we have opportunity that we have. If we look at our Chumas, and right below us at 727, and newly acquired 244, there are 24/7 and LTD everywhere.
Yes.
We can offer them a lot. We can make sure they're safe. We could do all this. They're on our location. This is our turf. We make sure that these are our people and they are protected and they feel comfortable. We need to offer that to them. We don't need to strong arm. We're not lost. We are not reapers. But we can offer them a sense of comfort and know that we are there for them because maybe we need them, but they definitely need us.
What does this look like with us protecting them? We're going to have people around those locations?
I do not think, like I said, we need to strong arm and offer protection where protection not needed. Chumash peaceful. Even where we are now, peaceful. We are not in any very nasty area. But I think letting them know there are people here who are part of the community and want them to be part of a community. You know what I say? Something more professional. They still in our territory.
Or at least close in some cases. I think the only one that we have that's actually on our territory would be Chumash.
That 72, I don't know what is, but right below 727 is very, very close. And 244 is right across street. That is at least 3 that we can at least, if they are open, we make sure we go.
My only concern is that we're trying to do too much at the same time with not a lot of presence. So I think we have to, just out of necessity, factor in what is most important for the time being. And as we grow, then we can expand. My fear is if we offer our protection and it is called upon and we are unable to consistently be a presence to be able to fulfill our obligations, to keep our word, that just gives us a negative connotation.
That is fair. Maybe we are not your average offer for protection. Maybe we ask them for some cash and we drop off some cash in replacement. Maybe we just get in on business. It'd be very easy for us to take our 244 location, launder money, and go across street and say, here is a couple of $1,000, you have double thousand, easy exchange.
What would their motivation be to do that with us and not turn us in?
Maybe that is a little strong arm. Maybe we do have to undertake what Miss Morgan's saying, take with a grain of salt. I think we have to at least acknowledge we have opportunity in front of us.
Not to mention the massage parlor and that coming up into fruition as well.
Very true. All with a lot of cash.
The
We could-
massage parlor and the racing thing is going to take up specific amounts of time. We could look into doing something people can do on their own without the need of too many others around.
I think this is something we need to draw some attention to, is how to have people do things without us there. The racing, just host a car meet. Bring other people that are interested in cars. Maybe you'll meet somebody interesting enough to tell us about.
This will be a good opportunity for me to re-mention the auction event, the charity auction that I had previously brought up several months back, in which we have a car meet and a potential auction for individuals to buy or sell cars, and the money goes towards a charity. What do you think about this, Mr. Ishra? This kind of fit in lines with your idea?
I think this could work. Mr. Oyabun, if I may, which locations do you care to be public or private?
Well, 727 is probably most well known as far as being our territory. That one I have no problem with people knowing about because it's already out there. This location right here is a little less known. Really, honestly, 727 is the only place that everybody probably most likely knows about naturally.
Okay.
I'm thinking, sorry.
Are you okay?
I
I'd
agree
just like
with you
to
on
know-
that, Madam Oyabun.
I also think since we have a location like 727, maybe we use that to our advantage, not be so in the dark. We have location we like to bring people to all the time. Let them know about us. There's a way to make good name, you know. We make good name, people forget about the bad name. We offer good stuff, we offer good things, good events, good prizes, good people. Maybe, you know, we hack a little this, do a little that. Easier overlook.
That is a good opportunity to promote our Triad records as well.
And I think this is a good front for everything. As you see, I try to promote racing as Triad Racing. So I think 727 could be a very good front for us to bring most of our business or whatever we like to. Let them know about Triad. Triad should be our name for everybody else.
But we're going to call it Triad.
Triad. I'm so sorry.
I think 926 has become known to a lot of people as well. And it could also potentially be someplace you could set up some drifting, perhaps. Not really entirely sure what the location is going to really look like for that.
I was down there the other day, and there are definitely opportunities down there for racing too.
I'd be okay with using that location.
Maybe this be a good one to start before we get approval from Jetsam.
I should probably not be the individual to discuss that with them.
Definitely not you.
We have previous connection?
Yeah, Morgan. Would you like to fill him in?
I had one of their higher ups taken, kidnapped, tortured, air compressored her kneecap,
Oh, I do remember this part.
cut off her right wrist.
Air compressor. I have heard you're in like with air compressors.
Name is Taylor Babbage. I think she's second in charge over there. Then there's a little worm named Winston Sherman, who's a little narc boy.
Any name or anything I should not mention?
I wouldn't mention my name.
Very specifically hers.
Anybody else okay? Or the overall Triad location okay? Triad location?
I think if you wanted to broker, there's a, what is her name? Blue hair. Victoria Foster, I believe. She's the boss of Jetsam. She'd be someone you could reach out to, or Taylor Babbage, or that Winston feller.
I will do my research. Just don't mention Morgan.
Don't mention Morgan. If they assume that we're connected, they won't. I don't think that they'll be eager in any capacity to assist you.
I will say, if we are able.
Say that again.
Do they know your connection with us at all?
That I'm not sure. It's possible that they could understand the word triad to some degree.
I will try to keep it out the best I can.
Very well.
But with your more approval, Ms. Oyabun, I feel that this would be the prime location for our events.
You mean Jetsam?
Yes. I think we can start at our 726. We can host many events here. But, you know, for a main event, I think that this would be beneficial to have down there.
926.
Yes, some sort of arrangement down there.
Yes. Do what you need to do to try and work that Jetsam angle. Not sure if money will do it. But if they don't know anything about us and Morgan, then You might not have any problems at all.
I would try not to mention her name and try not to mention any money because on top of the helicopter I would also request a couple extra cars for drifting.
You are a
drift
very
cars?
expensive fella, you know that.
That is why I spoke of all business first and kind of do that in at the end.
I think we've been lax in doing a lot of things, so I'm not opposed to spending money. Need to spend money to make money. We need to get our
It
name
is still
out there.
part of the racing scene, but I think, some drifting cars could do us some well. We need some practice too. Not everybody here good at drifting.
I'd say most people are probably not good at drifting.
Even further prove my point.
Two
We need practice.
two transactions recently have accumulated over $500,000 for our cause.
Which are?
Well, the cars were sold for over 300,
Oh.
and then I did a new identity for someone, and they paid 200 even.
That's a lot of money for an identity. They must have been desperate. Yashiro, you've been very quiet. Is there anything that's been spoken of tonight that you would like to help with?
I was waiting, but I am quite familiar with drifting and that nature, so I could be of assistance if need be.
I think your
Yeah.
assistance would be well welcomed.
Absolutely.
And keep your eyes open for any new business opportunities for the future. The more
Understood.
of my lieutenants who have responsibilities, the more invested you are. And I need that from you all. Understood?
Yes.
Understood.
Very good. Is there anything else you need to add on, Ichiro?
You do not believe at this time.
Okay, it just seems like there was like 5 one more things that you added on at the end.
Yeah, I sometimes I get rolling and I think and I think and I think and I just remember. Just to verify though, I have approval for a drift car and helicopter.
Yes, you do.
Awesome. Thank you, Miss Oyabun, very much. I
Just one
appreciate
drift
you.
car or two?
I have taken it upon myself to have one old drift car, but if I could get 2 for family, that'd be nice.
That shouldn't be a problem. We should be able to import.
I'll make some calls.
If you may, I look for the something 36. I have the regular one, but I do not have drift.
Right.
Something 36.
It's like L36, I believe. It looked
Figure
like
out what you need and then get it, okay? Let me know and I can get it ordered.
Will do.
All right.
That
there
is my
anything
last
else?
only one.
Good. Anybody else have anything further to add?
I personally do not.
Oh.
know.
Well, I guess he got bored and fell asleep.
We have quite a few shitai. We've also have a new rank, a
Yes.
trainee rank as well that has been administered by us, our family. So when people leave recruit, that's where they will go. It's an excellent opportunity for shitai to rise above and demonstrate their worth as well. Obviously, as little siblings, they are not kyodai. And we have a tremendous gap of kyodai overall. So we really should
could
be
do
looking to see who might be worth our time for mentoring And as lieutenants, I would express deeply that you do invest in this as well.
Understood.
You are not the Saikokumun, you are not the Oyabun. You are the lieutenants of the family, first and second. Your requirement is to help this family at all costs administer itself correctly and to make sure that those below you have the guidance and education as well. People need vettings. I shouldn't be doing the brunt of them. I have no problem doing that, but I should not be doing the brunt of them. I'm far too busy to be that person in your stead, in the absence of any kyodai in our family. Now, I'm not saying to go out of your way to afford yourself the opportunity or luxury to do so. I will be happy to fill in as needed to help out in any way, shape that I can. Just need to be very resilient with this.
We do
Understood.
have a number of recruitos who still need vetting, so as you have time available, see if you can reach out and see when they can make themselves available as well.
I will do my best. As I said, I should have much more time coming free here shortly, so I should be able to be much more proactive in helping our Shitai and our recruiters.
This is very important, right? As long as if we have people that are interested in being a part of who we are, we owe it to them to give them our time to best their efforts. Because if we don't, they don't move up, we don't have more people, so on and so forth, that are competent and that are vetted, that are trusted.
Well, as soon as... Well, I don't suppose we have to wait for you, Shiro. Is there anything else you can think of, Morgan, that I may have forgotten about?
Not that I can think of. We can communicate about it otherwise, if anything does. But I think the brunt of everything was placed well upon us today. Ichiro, I will want to say this, that I am very impressed with your efforts and the energy that you are putting into this. I hope that you continue your traditions with it and honor it to the fullest extent of yourself. It is going to do very lucrative things for our family and for our exposure and overall growth and financial bliss. You came here very prepared today, and I appreciate it.
Thank you. And I agree. I think it could be very easy for us to have this big event. But as you are speaking of us trying to get more people and make our recruiters somebody to formate into Kyodai someday, I think that this is also something that our racing scene can provide for people, you know?
Yes.
It is something that gives them something to do, something to just get in and make a name for themselves.
You get out of
Agreed.
it what you put into it.
I think sometimes maybe people in our family don't understand what to do or how to make it work. And I think this would be a good reason for them. And I think this would be a good example for everybody to kind of figure out something that works for our family, but also works to intrigue our younger members.
Indeed.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Madam Oyabun, do you have anything else?
No, not exactly. I do want to touch on the new rank. These people are members of the gang and to be trusted, but not necessarily brought in on everything high level. Anything high risk, they don't need to be brought in until they're Shitai.
This is like a strictly you just passed vetting.
Basically. So they can know little things. They can be involved in the racing stuff. And again, recruit is a difficult rank to try and keep them from doing things. But if you can find little things for the trainees, Junkosei, to do that isn't perhaps working at the massage parlor, something that would give them too much exposure where they could get caught up with the law. Racing is simple. They're speeding. They might get arrested for whatever their law is here for racing, but that's not too big of a deal for us.
They
Shouldn't
call
bring
it
too much heat.
motor vehicle contest.
Indeed, they do. A contest.
They could be
Which there should be
useful
a winner and loser for contest now.
They could
I
also
agree.
be useful as referees for said races,
Exactly.
whilst keeping them directly out of the way of the law. They could still participate.
I don't have a problem with people getting involved with the law. I just don't want the newer people to bring too much of the high level heat on us.
Meaning they don't need to go to 244 and be a part of that process.
No.
Right.
We need to maintain our reservedness.
Alrighty. I think that can conclude our meeting for today. Thank you, everybody, for making yourself available tonight so we could talk about all the things that we were able to discuss and all the things, our strides that we're making to make moves on the state. I am very excited to see what this family's going to do in the near future.
You honor us, Oyabun.
As Miss Morgan said.
Oyabun?
All right, you're dismissed then.
Perfect.
Thank you. Good seeing you. Always table
One more table trick, huh?
Yep.
We do need potentially mail. Never mind, just kidding.
Oh, please don't.
No, on the topic of that, the people who will be involved in that will not be our people. They'll be people we're bringing in from out
They're
of country.
already en route, so
Right, we're not whoring ourselves out. That needs to be perfectly clear about with everybody.
I would hope not.
Absolutely.
I'd make a terrible whore.
I'm too hairy.
I'll bite my tongue on that.
I'm too expensive.
All right, get out of here.
Have a great night.
As you wish.
Take care.
How do you feel that went?
I think it went well.
Agreed.
Obviously, Yashiro was not going to have a whole lot, but hopefully he'll have some renewed interest
Purpose, yes.
in taking up his rank, his mantle, as it is. But I'm very encouraged by Ichiro. And hopefully Riku is able to run with massage business.
Well, we shall see. Wakagashira should be able to do anything.
Agreed. I just
Next.
wanted to give him something that he could claim as his own.
I agree. I think that was wise. I'm glad that you did that.
Use the restroom.
Mhm. Well, that is a Zero Yōnin Leadership meeting. Hell yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We'll see you in the next one.